Rise from your grave.
Hello Quakers and welcome to another episode of the Quake Grave. I'm ArrrCee and today we're going to be playing through the Deepness Below, but I also have the Colosseum lined up, so we got a twofer today, two different maps that are pretty unique. I guess they take Quake in sort of a completely different type of direction here. First up, you'll notice that this video is going up on a not Friday. It's a little bit late. I actually planned to have this video up a few days ago, but recently, especially this past week, I would say the past 2 weeks or whatever, I've been working a lot in my real job. This past week was even worse. I had to work a lot of 12, 14-hour days, somewhere in that range there. So it was to the point where I would get home and I'm just like, the last thing I want to do is kind of sit in front of the camera, you know, and look all tired and everything. But here we are now. We're here making up for lost time with the Deepness Below. I'm actually looking forward to this. This is actually by Redfield. It looks very unique. I've already checked out the start map just a little bit to make sure that the game was working, and to make sure that I could find the nightmare skill, because I know people always like to find that kind of stuff. But this actually comes with like its own story and everything, so we're actually going to read through it here real quick just to see what he's got cooked up for us. I am always a big fan of Redfield's work. I love the stuff that he comes out with. Just quite amazing, I gotta say, and I'm sure this is no different here. So he says the story is, you came to the water sphere for a new life, to escape the drudgery of the orbital feet. Wow, I can't speak tonight. It's all the work of being tired. To escape the drudgery of the orbital fleets and the suffering of those worlds where terraforming failed. The large blue globe, entirely covered in water, was coveted by the entire cross-system civilization. You came to the water sphere just to feel alive again. Man, can you imagine? Large fleets and synthetic island cities were soon established on the surface. The depths of this massive planet were never mapped. Not long after colonists arrived, stories of the artifacts began to surface. Some said there were strange idols that floated to the surface with twisted near-human forms. Creepy. Others whispered of strange beings with supernatural abilities. It was of no surprise to you that when the community government arrived, all known artifacts were allegedly confiscated. It wasn't long after that until the war started. You'd heard enough about the community government's corruption and the rumors of atrocities committed. The insurrection was able to seize a large fleet with both surface and orbital vehicles. You found yourself on a surface ship, a real-life pirate. Things went slow for a little while. Enemy action was minimal, and you spent your days listening to stories of mermaids, or quote-unquote mermaids, we'll say, and other things that lie below. The flash came without warning. The fleet's flagship incinerated in an instant. Its shielding somehow penetrated. The second flash was much closer, and the shockwave smashes you off the deck. As you fall, you see your fleet launch a counterattack. Hypersonic missiles aimed at government fleets and cities across the water sphere. You hit the water and sink, unable to swim from shock. The surface of the ocean is burning. Your vision starts to turn black, cold death. But somewhere below, a voice is singing to you. Somewhere deep below. So, quite an intro from Redfield here to get us into this bit of unique Quake. Let's jump in, shall we? Now, actually, before we jump in, I should probably talk about when this was released. This actually came out at the beginning of October, so this was actually released around the time I was starting to take a break from Quake here, so we're actually doubling back, and we're getting back to some of the maps that I may have missed over the time that I was taking a break here. So here we are in the darkness below, and I could say that already this looks pretty amazing. You got the water pouring in, beautiful looking little waterfalls here. Got torches somewhere at the bottom of the sea, it says. And they got this interesting statue here, some sort of a mermaid octopus thing going on here, which is kind of interesting. And a waterfall that bumps right into where the bubbles are. So this is your start map here. You got your normal, easy, hard skill selections. If you want to find the nightmare skill for this, you got to go into the hard skill, and you're going to see those green lights there. You see little seahorse there? I love that he included these little seahorse models that are kind of floating around everywhere. They're pretty great. He also added something there called the air bubble, which actually helps you breathe underwater instead of a biosuit. So it's fitting the whole idea of this story. But yeah, look at this guy. Little seahorse. I love that he added those in. I don't know what they're from, but they're very cool. Here's another area where one of these green squares are. There's one more to find. Let's see if I can remember where it is. I believe it's on the other side over here. There it is. You shoot this. Sequence completed. A terrible path is revealed. The air bubble has not come back. That's okay. So once you pop up here to go to hard skill, this one leads to hard, but if you turn around, this is actually sealed off until you hit those 3 green buttons. Once you hit those 3 green buttons, you can go to nightmare. As usual, though, as per usual, we will be sticking with normal because that's what we do here on the Quake Grave. We stick with normal. So we're actually going to head up here, out of the hole, and head over to normal. Absolutely beautiful start map, though. I gotta say, Redfield did a really, really cool job with this. I love the verticality, the feeling of space in here, the really, really tall hallways and rooms and stuff. Just quite beautiful. So nice job on that. This definitely has a you know, a feeling all its own, really. Like, I've seen a little bit of this stuff, you know, used in past Quake levels and everything, but this is entirely, well, not entirely, but mostly unique to me here. You can definitely see, like, vines being used from, like, the AD stuff and everything like that. I remember seeing this guy before in past levels and everything, but the way it's laid out and everything, just awesome. All right, let's jump into, I mean, look at the portals, too, with the shimmery thing going on. That's something I definitely have not seen before. This is also very, very cool looking. It actually looks like rippling water, you know, which I assume is what it's going for. Let's dive in. All right, so here we are. The Deepness Below. There's 40 kills to make, so it's actually a somewhat short map, it would seem, unless there's a lot to it. And 3 secrets to find. Starts out with some water, some rock coming in. And here's that statue again, the weird mermaid octopus lady thing over here. And we got some shells to pick up, so let's grab those. And let's continue in. I don't know. Whoa! What is he shooting? Some interesting new models, it looks like. I don't know if Redfield created these or if these are from something else. And look, there's like colored green scrags too, to match the whole under the sea motif. That's very interesting. Very cool. Where's the last guy? Oh, how'd you get over there? How'd you sneak in here? You jerk. We'll grab that. So yeah, we killed this guy here. He's like a green knight of some sort. That's really cool. There's custom models in here. Oh, another scrag. And we got some water to dive into. We'll explore that in just a moment here. Oh, we got another one of these guys here. So these guys have... I'm assuming they're supposed to be taking the place of the Death Knight, if I had to guess. Sealed by strange magic. Let's give ourselves a quick save here. We'll jump in. I'm just checking out the tiles here. The textures. It's very cool. There's some fish in the border there. This is a very creepy underwater temple, I gotta say, too. This must be some leftover idea stuff that Redfield must have had from his underwater jam map, perhaps. Kill the fish. Secret of the Seahorse. We got crystals? What are the crystals for? We got shells. Huh. Lots of things unanswered here. Alright, the shotgun's got a brand new sound. That's the one thing I could say I already don't like, though, is the sound of that shotgun is really harsh on the ears. I'm not the biggest fan of that, to be honest. It kind of sounds like when you play, like, for those of you who remember, if you had like a blown out boombox and you're trying to play a cassette or something through it. It's really trebly and kind of, not exactly feeling that too much. The door's magic seal is broken. We're killing some more of these very unique green scrags here. They are now done. Atmospherically, though, with this map, the atmosphere, the look of it, and everything is quite beautiful. I was looking to see if there was some health I didn't grab. Was there any health down here that I maybe didn't pick up? No, I guess not. That was the only connection there, wasn't it? Yeah, there were just the crystals back there. The effects, though, the effects are really what is drawing me in here. Like, look at the water pulsating here, which is kind of interesting. It's weird because it doesn't fade out, though. It bounces back and restarts, but it's still pretty impressive nonetheless. All right, quick save there. We're already at 13 kills. Oh, we get to use like a trident? That's pretty sweet. Here's some health. We need that. Oh, man. Like a blue shambler. Look at this. We're using the trident on him. That's cool. I like that. That's fun. Oh, the crystals power the trident. Okay, that's fun. Grab those. We'll grab this health here, too. So we've already killed a blue shambler as well. So I like that some of the enemies have a recolor to match down here. It kind of makes sense that if these enemies have been trapped down here under the sea, you know, they might get that barnacle blue-green look to them, you know? The other thing I might critique on this, too, is that when you're coming in here, this room is quite striking in its, like, ability to kind of intimidate you, because it's like, it's obvious that this thing here is whatever the monsters are worshiping or something. It's really good visual storytelling. But when I get into this room, while this looks really beautiful, I feel like this waterfall could have been expanded, or like there could have been a few waterfalls all jumping into this pond together. What we have here is nice, but it feels like it needs to be bigger, more epic, I guess you could say, to really show this room off. I know that this, I guess, wouldn't make sense if it was too big because there'd be much more water, but I guess in sort of like the favor of making it striking, I would have made that a little bit bigger. Other than that, though, the room looks quite gorgeous. Everything has so far. All right. Yeah, because you keep adding in the waterfalls here. This is actually something I like quite a bit. The fact that it leaks in and then you see the water pouring out of it, making a puddle here. Again, very good visual storytelling. But that room, I think I would have done just a little bit more with it. All right, let's see where this portal leads. Oh, we're like actually underwater now. Okay, this is kind of cool. Oh, we got sharks. And they seem to be pretty powerful. Oh no, the eels. We're gonna jib them. Not the biggest fan of these eels. I remember fighting a bunch of those in the underwater jam, and they were not my favorites. There's some buried treasure. That's cool. Okay, 2 more of those to go. We are at 19 kills, so we're almost halfway. We're gonna go grab another air bubble here in a second and grab some more crystals. Yeah, the shotgun sound is not great. Man, those sharks, not easy to get away from. I gotta go over here and grab this pot over here. Here we go, I did see this. Alright, let's save there. Brings us to 21. Just over halfway. Where'd you come from? Oh, grab one of these just to be safe. There we go. Got some more crystals. Dude. That eel explode real good. I'm gonna double back for a air bubble here. Oh crap, another sharks. Or 2 other sharks, I should say. Oh, geez, he's really getting me there. And another eel. Okay, let's grab that health. Grab this. More eels coming after me. Done. And another eel. Alright, one more pillar to go. I have a feeling it might be where all those... the area with all the covered vines. I have a feeling it might be in there. Alright. We're already at almost 30 kills here, which I feel is a bit interesting. Because like I said, I don't feel like this map is going to be super, super long. And this door probably doesn't open until we get all the things, right? Yeah, a strange magic emanates from the door. Okay, fair enough. We seem to be doing pretty well here. Those sharks are kind of a bitch to deal with, though. I gotta say, like they can come at you like super quickly, and they just keep chomping on you. Like you can't escape very well. There we go. You can't escape very quickly, I should say. Not very efficient being underwater. Quake guy does not exactly move super fast underwater. Yeah, you're done. Oh no, you're not. Well, we don't want to shoot that underwater, right? Well, we could do that, though. We are out of shells. We do have a big potion to grab. So let's grab that. Let's go ahead and quick save, grab an air bubble. Can't believe we're all out of shells. That's crazy. Hopefully this will take us to... yeah, regular water. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so this isn't even really a portal. This is kind of like... oh, it's like a seal between worlds. Okay, I can deal with that. That's kind of fun. Alright, we got a ton of stuff here to pick up. Let's see, we got nails, plenty of shells. Let's go ahead and save there. 9 enemies to find and take out from this point on. Here's a few of them. Man, I know I've said it a lot. I probably sound like a broken record at this point, but man, those super shotgun blast sounds are just really bad on the ears. Who's next? There's gonna be one more kill here. Supposedly. What is this over here? Sealed by strange magic again. And we found 2 of the 3 secrets. Oh, look who it is! It's her! She's like a vor. Oh, wow, we took her out pretty quick, actually. Let's see if we can get rid of these. Oh my god. I'm trying to escape these things. Can I shoot it? No, I can't. There we go. Wow. They did not want to let me go. Did not want to let me go. Alright, so we took her out. And we're at 40 out of 40. We're just missing 1 secret. I'm assuming this is going to be the end here. Aha. It's Ariel. Okay, so this is all like a Little Mermaid Disney thing. I remember from the past, in Redfield's Xmas Jam, he did sort of a Frozen homage, which was kind of cool. Like we got the little seahorses hanging out here with Ariel. There she is. Oh look, she's even moving her tail. That's pretty cool. That's fun. My wife would she would be thrilled to see that in one of my games, for sure. She's like, oh, these games are, you know, pretty violent and shooty. They're not my kind of thing, but she would absolutely love to see Ariel in one of them. I'm trying to think of where the final secret would be, because I got 2 out of 3, but no idea. So yeah, I guess this is supposed to be the beautiful version of Ursula. For those of you who watched The Little Mermaid, we definitely watched that movie when we were kids. And then here's Ariel sort of being like imprisoned by Ursula. So we saved her, and there we go. That's the end. Wow. So Redfield, this was incredible for a couple different reasons. And here we actually have a congratulations screen here, but I'll talk about what I liked first, just because it types out so slowly. Obviously, the new models, you know, the start map, the air bubble inclusion, the trident, taking the place of the thunderbolt, you know, all that stuff makes this incredible. I'm a little confused as to why the map is so short, though. It's only 40 enemies. It's obviously you can see it takes almost no time to get through. Like I spent 12 minutes and change playing through it, but reason being is because I was actually like, you know, putzing around and kind of looking at things and looking at the waterfalls, you know, all that stuff. I was taking my time in the map. If I wasn't taking my time, I'd probably blast through this in like probably half the time. So that's one thing to keep in mind, but I'm very surprised by that. Love the custom models. I love that they were added. I'm not so sure about the like green guy in the robe. His movement was a little stilted, but he was still cool. I like seeing something new in there, which I really liked. I really liked the addition of Ursula and Ariel there. I think that that is super cool. I like what you did. You got the little starfish here, and I love the little seahorses that hang around with her and everything like that. So I feel like there's more pluses here than minuses for sure. This is what I consider to be something very, very special and very cool. So Redfield, congrats on this. This is very awesome. Like I said quite a few times though during this, the worst part about this is the double barrel shotgun, that super shotgun sound that you added in there. That is like really bad on the ears. So that's one thing I could not deal with, I don't think, anymore. Like if this was a three map pack and that was the sound that I was going to hear constantly from that weapon, I don't know that I'd want to keep playing it based on that. So, but anyway, regardless, everything else is great. Congrats on a really, really cool release here. What we're going to do is read through the congratulations screen here, and we'll probably move on, but I want to see what this says. The strange creature sings as you approach, and a sweet voice enters your mind. Thank you for saving me from the witch. If you wish, I can help you return home. You reach out and touch the creature's hand and feel your wounds vanish in an instant. You look into the portal beyond and see two visions, one of a world of humans forever at war. Entire cities are burnt to ash. The other is of a world beneath the sea, full of strange and beautiful creatures. You catch a glimpse of the mermaid smiling. With the vision of the sea in your mind, you step through the portal. That's kind of nice. Yep, and then it starts over. So, okay, yeah, it is only that map. Yeah, that might be the only thing... was that shotgun sound, and I probably would have made a longer map, or maybe like a couple maps or something like that. But regardless, like, I don't know what the exact plan was behind this, whether this is supposed to inspire people to create maybe some of their own underwater stuff with this or whatever. But regardless, I thought this was great, Redfield. So really, really nice job on this. Okay, so the other map that I have for you guys here tonight is called Colosseum. Now, let me restart Quake here so we can get that all set up. Let's see. I'll bring up the README. Here we go. The Colosseum game. Colosseum. I call them as I see them. Let me grab that. There we go. Now, with Colosseum, this was created by Epiplon, and he's a friend of mine, definitely. He is in my Discord. I've talked with him a few times. This is his recent release. This actually just came out. Let me get an exact date for you here. This was released on November 19th of 2018. So this just came out a couple weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago. But regardless, fresh off the press, it's supposed to be something unique, something a little bit different. It says that the background or story for this is you've been selected among many warriors to participate against your will in a fighting contest. Your strength will be tested against the most horrific monsters from the depths of the underworld. The only price is your freedom. And there you go. It's your whole story right there. So let's jump into it, shall we? Single player, new game. Oh, wow. Look at this. I don't know that we're actually in the game. We might have to actually select a map, right? Oh, that's cool. I don't remember a crossbow being used in Quake before, but I assume this must be like a heretic or hexen thing, perhaps. But that's very, very cool. You got a sword, which is pretty sweet. Very cool. I see that the Thunderbolt is in there, but I don't have any ammo for it to see what it does. Let me make sure that we are starting the correct map here. 1 second, folks. 1 second. This is how it always works, right? Something always going wrong here. Okay, map is just Colosseum as well. Okay, so let's do it. Head back here. Map. Colosseum. Here we are.
Welcome Welcome to the arena, good citizens of the Empire.
Very cool. So you can see here it says 0 out of 0 kills, 0 secrets. So I guess this literally is just fighting. The crossbow definitely has changed my mouse movement a bit too, so that's kind of interesting. Let's grab some armor. Wave 1. Oh, it's zombies are the audience. That's kind of fun. Oh, look at this. You got traps and stuff too. Wave 2. Okay. Oh, wow, that arrow is like super super weak. Oh geez, there's like a big trap under here. Whoa, geez. I walked right into that. Stupid me. There we go. Try to get the enemies to walk into the traps. This is actually pretty clever, pretty fun. I need some more weapons though, that's what we need. Oh, those guys are all getting hit by the traps, you big dummies. They run quick too. The enemy stuff has definitely been changed in this to make them a bit quicker. So yeah, the enemy count. Okay, so the enemy count doesn't actually go up, but it does tell you how many enemies are running around after you. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. There we go. I'm just gonna keep running them through this thing, because why not? They never get smart enough. Every time they trigger it, it just hits them in the head anyway. We're in wave 4. We got Scrags. Alright, so we only get so much in the way of ammo, it would seem. Doesn't look like we're gonna get much more, if any more. Unless, like, backpacks are dropped or something like that. We got some big explodey stuff over here. I was looking to see if there's some ammo in the places where the enemies spawn, but it doesn't look that way. I was hoping maybe they fight each other a little bit here. Come on through. There you go. Come on through the guillotine. There you go. I love that it just like bounces on him, hits him in the head like that. Take you out. This guy's kind of stuck in the guillotine. I am not doing too well here. Alright, I'm just gonna quick save because I don't know how much further I'll be able to go here. Ah! You're behind me! Come on through the guillotine. Oh, look at that! He's getting hit in the head! Okay, he's down. Ah, you jerk. Pretty hard to deal with. Escape from Colosseum. Oh, okay, and that's the whole thing. So another shorty there, guys. But I gotta say, this one is pretty interesting. I think what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna jump back in here. I'm gonna turn on God mode so we can kind of.
Welcome to the arena, good citizens of the Empire.
I will say that I absolutely love the announcer at the beginning there. That's really, really cool. So there is a mod out there for Quake. It's called Conquer. Starts with a Q. That is pretty much this as a whole. I believe they did a map jam for it before. I may have done a map for that map jam. Not saying I did. Not saying I didn't. But I may have. But regardless, in this map, in this mod, in Conquer, the whole idea is that they're sending waves of these enemies at you in the maps that you're playing. So whatever map you're currently in, if you apply the Conquer mod to it, it uses the monster spawn points to keep randomly putting monsters in. And every wave, it gets harder and harder and harder as you go. So it's actually a really cool mod, in my opinion. It's a wave-based mod that can go for eons. It's an endless thing. This looks like it's trying to go after that. So what I'll say about this mod is that I think it's really creative. I think it's very cool. What I don't understand is how small it is, because really its length is quite tiny. You guys saw it when I finished it just now. It was only, 3 minutes and 20 seconds or something like that it took me to finish it. I feel like this is a map that has a grand idea behind it, but needs a little bit more in the idea of execution, if that sort of makes sense. Because what I'm thinking here is that you have, you know, mods like Arcane Dimensions who really go out of their way to make these like really bitchin', like, you know, horde fights at the end of their maps, right? Where this map feels like it's trying to go for that kind of feeling, you know, like a horde fight and everything. And Epiblon added all of these like cool traps in here. Like, oh, I thought I almost got those guys, but I didn't quite get them. I use this guillotine quite a bit, though. Those guys were running right into the guillotine like idiots. And he's changed the speed on these guys a bit, too, which is kind of interesting. There we go. I got 2 of them in there. That's pretty fun. So the traps are actually a really fun addition. I think that this is really, really cool that that was added in. You see they got the stocks here, too. I don't know what this is supposed to do, if anything. So my biggest critique with this, though, is that you're getting pretty much the same enemies through the first 3 waves. Now, I don't know if this changes depending on skill. I guess that should have been something I look into. Maybe the waves change based on skill. There we go. We got another guy in there. But I probably would have looked at this, had you know, giving any kind of advice or critique on this. I probably would have looked at this and been like, okay, what are all the different avenues I could go with all of these traps and different things I can do here? Because laying them all out in a big level like this works. Like, I can run around, I could guide the enemies into the guillotine. It's fun. You know, you can get them to infight. There's all kinds of stuff you could probably do. But at the same time, the only enemies that, you know, seem to be conducive for this type of gameplay are the knights, because they're the only ones that kind of show up. So yeah, I would have liked to see a little bit more variety in like guns, in enemy usage, that kind of thing. Other than that, though, I think it's a grand idea. I think it's something that with proper execution, enemy usage, weapon usage, maybe change up the layout a bit. It would have been cool to have a couple of walls up to, you know, show off like a maze-like structure type of thing. And the Scrags, even though it's great to have different enemies in this level, the Scrags are a very interesting idea for this map, because they don't quite... There we go. They work good with the guillotine and stuff, but some of the floor traps aren't going to work with them. You know, this whole... take out the Shambler here. This whole area over here, like where the floor trap is and where all the nails are and everything, like the Scrags aren't going to get hit by any of that stuff. So like there's, you know, a ton of your traps right there that aren't going to work. While that's not really a problem, because the idea would be like, hey, you can guide the Scrags over here and kind of do the same thing, right? You can have them get exploded like I just did with them there. And, you know, it's a kind of way to use a different part of your level, which is pretty interesting and pretty clever. But then right there, the map is already over. So, yeah, I feel like this probably could have gone 10 waves, you know. The idea that a map is just like one big horde fight. I don't know that that's been done a whole lot in maps. I know that people have created slaughter maps where there's nothing but, a shitload of enemies where you're in there fighting tons and tons of enemies. But I don't know that anybody's created like a horde-only map where you're dumped into one room and you use this room at your disposal to fight, you know, hordes of enemies. This map, to me, again, feels like a great idea. Just needs, I feel like, some other things in it to really make it shine. One thing that I'm definitely thinking of right now is that the room would change, would be really sweet. Like, what if you came in this door here, and then your first room you got to deal with is like, maybe you grab the backpacks, you go over here, and you have a few different buttons that open floors around you to let enemies fall in. But the crux of that is that you could accidentally fall in too, so you got to be really careful when you use those. Then maybe that room shuts and coaxes you to go into the next room, and the next room is this room where you got these, you know, moving blades and nails shooting out. So like maybe you go counterclockwise around and use the traps with different enemies and stuff and see how it works. But regardless, though, I don't want this to be nothing but like a huge critique session. Like I said, I think this is a really clever idea. Beautiful skybox, by the way. I didn't have a chance to really look at it while I was fighting and scrambling around, but very, very cool. So Epic nice job on this. But there you go, guys. That is going to be a Quake grave for today. Just want to thank you all for watching. Redfield and Epic, thank you for creating these maps. I love when people are creating something different and something new and unique. Always great to have these to play. And of course, I'll see you all next time on the Quake grave. See you then.